In 1786, 11 gentlemen met at the local inn, put quill to parchment, and formed Crail Golfing Society, one of the very first golf clubs in the world. Today, it is home to 2 courses, and the club is the epitome of what separates Scottish golf from the rest of the world. A diverse and buoyant membership, playing over some of the finest and most historic turf known to man.
It was formed at a time when societies in general were being formed. In the Age of Enlightenment in Edinburgh, from about the 1740s through to about the 1820s, there was a great number of societies and clubs formed. And so our original members, the guys that formed the club, they would have known and kept company with the great thinkers of the age.
And whilst the society was established by landed gentry who may well have rubbed shoulders with the likes of Adam Smith and David Hume, it owes a great deal to the artisans and working men who popularised the game as club makers, caddies, and eventually as professionals. Both the East Nook of Fife Golf Club and Crail Golfing Society used to play over a short strip of common ground known in the village as Sohope Links. But by 1850 they had moved to a new ground, which we know today as Balcomie. Then, in 1895, the society engaged old Tom Morris to make the course suitable for wider developments in the game.
Once medal play became important and you were recording a score, you had to then obviously formalise the course. You had to formalise the teeing areas and create some rules for the greens and so on. And that's why they would have said, right, we'd better get old Tom down to actually route the course properly and let's have a proper scorecard. With very few exceptions, I mean, the teeing grounds and some of the greens will have changed a bit, but the actual routing hasn't changed very much. So the course that you guys will have played today would be pretty much recognisable to the one that old Tom played when he finished it off in 1902.
Old Tom, in many ways the father of golf course design, sought drama and intrigue when establishing those early routings, and little has changed in that sense. The opening holes play out alongside the bay with exciting landforms, memorable tee shots, elevation changes, and dramatic par 3 approaches. Space doesn't permit excessive lengthening of the course, but the intriguing features leave a lasting memory, a sense of adventure, but also an understated simplicity. Of the many memorable tee shots, 4 and 5 may look familiar, perhaps from the closing stretch of many a venue on the PGA Tour. Both could be considered an early example of a cape hole, part of the lexicon associated with template holes, and particularly the work of Charles Blair MacDonald, who studied under old Tom whilst at the University of St Andrews. Providing the ultimate risk-reward experience, cape holes create a sense of drama and excitement, luring players into a more aggressive line in the hope of making birdie. Another standout feature on Balcomie is Constantine's Cave, located along the short walk from the 14th green to the 15th tee, in which several incised crosses and Celtic-style animals carved on the cave walls point to signs of an early Christian worship. Remnants of a Viking defence structure, erected to protect against Pictish settlers, are still visible today, and only a keen eye will spot the machine gun turrets placed around the cliff face that are visible from along the shore. But this narrative of conflict and upheaval is a million miles away from the tranquility you now get to experience on this small stretch of coastline. Progress has always been part of Crail's DNA. The club was a pioneer in the development of the women's game in the early 20th century, and in 1919, the club invested in its own motor transport to help promote the links to outsiders. In the 1970s, Crail made a bold decision to acquire the common land they sat on, a gamble which has paid dividends. And, most recently, Crail is proud to have made 27-year-old Max Bailey captain in 2020. Golf in Scotland caters to many different tastes, but Crail is one of those rare, very special places which has it all. You can soak in the history of the game, enjoy stunning scenery, and feel totally at ease amongst a friendly, welcoming membership. Nowadays, it's far too easy to take for granted the beauty of what is around us. To help truly understand what the early pioneers, like the founders of Crail Golfing Society, conceived of all those years ago, David Roy can perhaps offer a more poignant view.
I know that this is a bit on the edge of, it's not quite esoteric, but it's on the edge of that. If you think of something like Handel, so Handel's Water Music or Handel's Messiah, if you were lucky enough to be in a cathedral and listen to the Messiah, you probably would have only heard it once in your entire life, right? If you were lucky enough to see a Van Gogh or a Rembrandt or something like that, again, you might see one of these things once or twice in your lifetime. So art that was created in the 18th century was very ethereal. Whereas if you were to count landscape art of a golf course, the stuff that was created back then is still with us. It's a direct, contact with the past. And so you can imagine these guys with their leisure pursuit going out there with beautifully made clubs that would have taken 2 days to make.
Hey, a stone's throw away from the Swilcan Bridge, the R&A building, you know, those famous shots that you want to come to Scotland for, is a beautiful Charlton estate. Carmichael, what a fortunate place to be. You've got the #1 new golf course in the world, Dumbarnie. King's Barnes, which is a delightful round of golf, maybe one of the best in the world. Then, of course, the Swilcan Bridge. You're centrally located how many miles from downtown St. Andrews?
We're about 10 miles from St. Andrews. Dunbarney, as you said, I mean, we're just a stone's throw away. And we've got King's Barnes in that direction, another 10 minutes. So we're like a little triangle right in the epicenter of the home of golf.
Right, and Crail, and
Right.
Leven, and Ely, and on,
It just
and
keeps
on,
on.
and Carnousties, maybe 34 miles away.
Yeah, that's just across the other bay. So
Yeah.
we're pretty much smack in the middle, which is great to be a golfer.
Yeah, right. And of course, we're speaking of the Charlton Estate. Wonderful Parkland Golf Course. Imagine this, opened in what year?
This is 95.
1995. And who did you have here to open the property?
Well, we were very lucky. We had your president, Bush Senior, who came here just after he left his presidency. He came over here, and the first thing he wanted to do was, of course, play golf. So he popped along to St. Andrews. We were going to have Sean Connery open it, but he had to film at the last minute. But fortunately, President Bush said, "You know what? I'll come and open it instead." And we have a lovely picture when he's jumping here on the 18th. I think I've shown you.
Yeah, right. Bond, your last name's Bond. Connery played Bond, didn't he? Am I trying to connect dots that don't exist?
No, it's very similar. My father even made a joke with Sean Connery when he met him the first time. He came up and said, "Sean, my name is Bond, Baron Bond," and he didn't get it at all. But it was
Nothing worse than a joke
He thought
gone
it was
wrong.
funny. That it was
Nothing worse than a joke gone wrong.
But then they became good friends, and he used to have a house just down in Crail as well.
Wonderful. When you think of Scotland, you think of all those wonderful things. The bagpipes, the R&A building, golf. And that's what we're here to talk about with Carl Michael, is the wonderful golf, not just surrounding him, but here at Charlton Estate, you will find just a lovely, delightful, pleasant, as Mark Twain said, golf is a walk spoiled. There's nothing to spoil your walk here at your 18 holes.
No, we're very lucky here, and we're a little bit different from the golf courses around, because when you come to Charlton, as you said, it's a parkland course, and all the courses around are links, so it makes a bit of a change if you're coming here to play golf. You play the big courses, and then come here and either play just 9 holes, because we have 2 loops of 9 spreading out from the middle here.
Which often equals 18.
Correct.
You know what? I didn't even know what to expect when I came here. I am absolutely delighted, and so will you be when you come to Charlton Estate. This parkland design meanders over the hillside. You're greeted by the horsies up on the hill. The screech, is that what a pheasant does, screech or squawk? Or?
I think it's a squawk, yeah.
Yeah. There's plenty of nature abounds here. You can see the North Atlantic just over the horizon from us. And again, just down the road, 10 miles, is St. Andrews itself. A delightful parkland course for you to throw in. You know, some people do 9, 10, 7 rounds of golf while they're here. Consider Charlton Estate to play, not only to play their fabulous course, but tell them what the future holds in store.
Well, it's very exciting. We've always had some stone cottages here, which are rented out, but our new development just behind us are our new eco-lodges, which are specifically designed for golfers. So we see this as sort of a base for coming to the St. Andrews area. From here, you play a course, one of the big courses in the morning, and you come back and you play just maybe 9 holes. And then next year we'll have our new clubhouse as well, and it's going to be very exciting times here at Charlton.
Here's the nice thing. Affordability, affordability, affordability. I say it 3 times because that is Charlton Estate. I mean, the prices you charge, I'm amazed you're still in business, sir. These are affordable prices that won't break your bank account, won't break your wallet. You'll be stunningly amazed at the quality of the golf here, the quality of the accommodations. They're 5-star accommodations at a great price.
But we're trying to make them compact and, as you say, as economical as possible. So when you come here, we know that the big courses, they cost a little bit, but we want people to come here and then, right, let's focus on getting onto those big courses, and then we don't have to spend too much money, but still comfy beds and having a good time.
Mine has a hot tub, a fireplace outside, a fireplace inside. Very comfortable. Fits how many people in one of the eco lodges?
We can get up to 6 people. They have zip-link beds as well, so beforehand you choose if you want them together as a double or separate. And you've got to say all the lodges have lovely views out towards the water as well.
All of the lodges have lovely view out towards the water as well. So here's the exciting part. If you're saying to yourself, because you have a name like Graham or Gorman and you have a Scottish ancestry and you know what your tartan is, why not come to Charlton Estate and have your wedding in the castle? This evening, for example, we're going to have a wonderful... What am I having this evening? Tell me.
Well, I think we're going to give you some pheasant to start off with, all from the grounds, and then we're having fish from down by the sea. I've heard from the cook. I may be wrong, but I think that's what she's fixing.
So fresh harvest.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
All to go with the whole eco thinking here at Charlton.
Wonderful. Imagine having your wedding here at Charlton Estate, celebrating your Scottish history and heritage in a castle, just a stone's throw away from St. Andrews. I know a lot of couples would love to do that.
That's true. We have had a few over the years. We're a little bit selective with the weddings, but we've had a couple of famous Swedes anyway, as we have that part of the family. I'll explain more of the castle, but the family is sort of half Swedish and half Scottish from the Sinclair clan.
Well, I'm half Swiss and half Irish.
And there we go.
From I don't know what clan. The fun thing here at Charlton Estate, to recap everything on this beautiful, glorious, sunshiny day, is it's a proper right place to come to enjoy an 18-hole parkland course, to be a stone's throw away from the greatest golf in the world, the home of golf. Old Tom Morris is buried just a driver away from here.
Pretty much, yeah.
Talk about St. Andrews itself for the folks that have never been there. It's pretty overwhelming when you stand on the Swilcan Bridge for the first time.
It's absolutely terrifying. Well, I think the first tee is probably the most terrifying there, just because you're in front of the clubhouse. There are always so many people watching, and it's a big open field with the sea on one side, houses on the left built sort of many centuries ago, and you don't want to have a slice or a hook. But you're sitting there, you're trembling, and even I, who've played it all my life, I still tremble every time I stand there. So it is something very, very special.
So imagine staying at Charlton Estate and you get that round at the old course. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that, as a golfer, an amateur golfer, what we all dream of? Coming to St. Andrews, the birthplace of golf, and having our picture on the Swilcan Bridge to show all our friends, hang on the office wall. It won't matter that you shot a 131, but you'll still have your infamous picture from the Swilcan.
Well, nothing can take away that it is the first golf course in the world, and so St. Andrews is something very, very special and quite religious to most people.
Yeah,
Golfers
absolutely
anyway.
Religious first fact. Well, Charlton Estate and Castle, located 10 miles, 12 miles away from St. Andrews proper itself. Do yourself a favor, come visit Carl. Come visit the staff. They're going to give you a big hello in Scottish. They're going to welcome you into your arms. You're going to feel like your family when you're here, and you're going to discover a home away from home that is affordable. Carl, anything to say?
No, just welcome you here, and just drop us a line, and we'll see you soon.